Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo. Another surprise!
Out of the blue. You want that with fries? Out of the blue. Come with me across the sea. On another view. We're gonna cook for you.
Nothing but blue skies.
Out of the blue. You want some chili with those fries? Out of the blue.
We're so lucky here in Adelaide with so many great Italian restaurants and chefs. And today we look at some old Italian favourites like spaghetti con vongole and tiramisu to determine how they differ from region to region.
We want the last bit of pasta to happen when the vongole are opening up.
Yes.
They're letting out the last bit of seawater. We want the pasta to absorb that.
Also, Michael discovers an interesting fish species.
There was an idea about 2 years ago, championing lesser known species and showcasing that there's so many other varieties of fish we can eat apart from the core 5 which you see everywhere else.
And challenges Marco to cook it in a recipe.
Today,
Yes,
I think we're going to make a snook alla pizzaiola with a bit of pasta in it.
Is that a Greek recipe?
No. Or possibly originally Greek, then the Romans perfected it.
We've come to see one of our favourites, Chef Marco at Lalala.
Now, Marco, tell us a little bit about you and your family's history.
So I was born and raised in Adelaide, but my parents both came out from Italy into Australia, I would say the early 50s. So my mother was one of 7 children, born in Appignano del Tronto, which is a little town just outside of Ascoli Piceno, which is older than Rome. So my mother, when she came over here, she came over with her brother because her other brother was here. So they send the sister over with the brother, and the sister comes over and washes and feeds and looks after all the other brothers because they're all single and useless, they're just working. My dad was an orphan, and he left at the age of 26, 27, he came to Adelaide. He met my beautiful mother at, I think it would have been Mario Store at Glyn. And then they had children quite late in life. My mother was 35 when I was born, and my dad was 40, which was crazy for back in 1967.
Yeah.
Had an adult upbringing, you know? Go and do the wine with your uncle. My mother was a seamstress. My auntie used to make woolen jumpers, and I would go and wind the wool onto the spool for her with a candle to waterproof the... It was crazy. It was a real old school Italian upbringing. I didn't try anything Australian, and now which I love now, and I'm a fruits and Vegemite junkie, but I never tried that stuff. I didn't know what that was when I was a kid. It was all olive oil, anchovies, cheese, the ricotta that she just made, lasagna.
So the step from that wonderful childhood to
Cooking.
to doing what you're doing now, yeah.
Well, I always started out as a waiter, maitre d', and then when I opened up my first place in Rundle Street called Pagliaccio, I started getting some problems with chefs, and I just jumped in the kitchen one night, and that was it. Just kept cooking from there. Having a restaurant is not an easy thing.
No.
If you want to devote yourself, you want to do it properly
Yes.
and make fresh food for people every day when they come in, it's a very...
But it's something that
big
drives people like you
Yep.
to open a restaurant.
I love doing this. I just like cooking food. I like cooking food. I like talking to people. I like producing something from scratch and then having someone eat it. Simple. And they enjoy it because it's one of man's basic needs. Food, shelter, protection, baby. That's it.
Yeah.
You got to have it. You got to eat.
Now, Lalala,
Yeah.
how did that derive the name Lalala the restaurant?
Well, it's a happy and a sad reason why that's called Lalala. I remember my mother started getting a little bit of dementia. She went to a nursing home and she would start saying something to me and then mid-sentence would forget what she was saying and then she'd start singing the chorus to Dr. Zhivago, to La Osteria. La, 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 la.
Really?
All the time. She always told my father she'd leave him for Omar Sharif tomorrow. She was her favourite line. It upset him.
Don't go away. We'll be back after the break to catch up with Michael, who has found a very interesting fish species.
At Anglar, you can come and get your fresh fish. We're a fishmonger, so you can come and get your fresh fish of lesser known species. And we can also cook fish here as well for you. So we have our wood fire grill, which we cook everything on the wood fire grill. We also have the classic beer battered fish and chips. I started Anglar about 2 years ago, and it was based around having a good fish and chip shop and championing lesser known species and showcasing that there's so many other varieties of fish we can eat. So here we have a lot of independent fishermen, and we work really closely with them to understand what they're catching, and our menu will develop and become the menu when I know what the fishermen are getting. So it's not as if we're taking everything and then hoping that we're going to sell it, but also the fishermen who we deal with are fishermen who only target fish which are in season.
Jeremy, what a great variety of the lesser known species from our local waters. Talk us through how you would prepare them.
Yeah, so we've got snook. We cook them whole. It's gorgeous with some lemon juice, some white wine, a little bit of butter. I'm half French, so that's the way to go. We got Australian salmon. They've got a high oil content, so it makes them really good for cures. It makes them really good for smoking. We've got some yellow-eyed sea mullet. Cook them whole as well, some tin foil. And we've got beautiful sand crabs. They're a bit sweeter than the blue swimmers that we know. And then we got the Pacific oysters from Kangaroo Island, which are absolutely very soft, very delicate, and a very step-in oyster.
I love the variety. It's great to see different species. It also protects our fishery. It protects the better known species, our prime fish. And it's great to see that the Anglar is really the only place that I've seen this variety and display that's available to the public.
The most popular of the lesser known species is snook and Australian salmon. Snook's probably my favourite at the moment just because of the flake density. It's very, very similar to flathead. It's a really good substitute, and it's in abundance as well. And a lot of people come back and say, this is a lot better than flathead. So you want a nice white flesh, thick fish, then snook's the one to go. And having it here in Stirling, in the Adelaide Hills, is funny enough, a little bit of away from the ocean, but I grew up in Stirling, so it was good to come home and start something which I actually quite passionate about, and being in my home little town.
The Anglar is not your average fish shop. As a fishmonger, it really warms my heart to see retailing with a point of difference. It is fantastic. Even the wrapping paper is sustainable. Come and visit. Marco, buongiorno.
Yeah, how are you, baby?
Bene. I've
going
been to
on?
the fishmongers.
Yeah.
I've got you 3 species: snook, Australian salmon, and yellow-eye mullet. And you can make your choice.
I like the look of the snook already.
I can see
Fantastic.
it. I can see
Wow,
it. There
wow.
we are. All for you.
Love South Australian snook. Fantastic.
Why do you like snook?
I love snook. I grew up on it. Today,
Yes, how
I
you...
think we're going to make a snook alla pizzaiola with a bit of pasta in it.
Is that a Greek recipe?
No.
Oh,
Or
so, yeah.
possibly originally Greek, and then the Romans perfected it.
There we are. That's fantastic.
I'm going to cut this snook into nice little cutlets. I'm going to do it alla pizzaiola. Olives, capers, oregano, some nice cherry tomatoes, anchovies, touch of chili. I'm going to add some pasta to it after. Spirali.
Spirali, okay.
Beautiful.
So it
Take it-
captures all the sauce.
Grabs it all.
Marco's recipe is so simple. Pizziola sauce is often served with steak, and word has it that it originated in Naples. The tomatoes, chilies and olives go into the pan after the garlic and anchovies, and then a healthy drizzle of the anchovy oil, a small knob of butter, and then in goes the snook cutlets to absorb the flavour. White wine is added to create a silky, buttery texture. Then Marco adds some fish stock and passata and pops it into the oven. Whilst the fish is cooking, he gets the spiral pasta ready, cooking until it's just al dente. Then he removes the fish to complete the cooking process. The pasta soaks up all those delicious flavours.
That's excellent. Snook alla pizzaiola with spirali.
Marco, I
Hey.
heard the pasta go into the plate.
Hey,
One
baby.
for you
Let's
and
get
one
into
for...
it.
That looks absolute fantastic.
Delicious.
Oh, that snook. And those simple, fresh ingredients. What more can we add? Oh,
Gotta have
I
good
can
flavour.
touch that little bit of chilli on the back.
Touch.
Oh, snook is the perfect fish.
Spirali.
Wow. And also, a good quality pasta.
You must have a good pasta.
Yep. I'm sorry, I can't stop. Don't go away. After the break, Michael and Marco deconstruct the recipe. Spaghetti con vongole.
With the restaurant, you specialise in any particular sort of Italian dishes that people just come back for? They cannot go anywhere else.
I basically like to cook what I like to eat. Everything on the menu is what I like to eat. If I don't like it, it's not going to get... But unfortunately, I like to eat everything. So I reverse engineered everything. I had a lot of background knowledge. I knew what I liked the flavour of. And the scent, very important. The smell of things. It's like a musical note.
Yeah.
The smell's not right.
So they the smells of home in Italy? You think
Absolutely.
that transgressed through your mother?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Everything was made from scratch. Everything. Cheeses, it was... So she would have been taught by someone that was taught by someone in the 1800s. Every time I travel and I go to Italy, I eat vongole. My partner and I, we eat vongole everywhere. Love it. It's beautiful.
So is that one of your main dishes here people come to see you for,
No
Marco?
question about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Marco, we're doing your signature dish on vongole without butter. Now, we all use butter, but you're not.
Never.
Why?
I don't like it. It's on the wrong spectrum of savoury for me. With the vongole, you don't need the butter.
You've
Here
got
we
the
go.
garlic already in
Garlic
there.
already in there. Bit of anchovy oil.
Are you serious?
I'm
There's
serious.
probably about 4 anchovies in there. Okay.
Just a fresh chilli, some
So-
parsley.
There we go.
We'll get some fresh vongole out, fresh tomato,
Yep.
freshly chopped parsley.
Yep. And that's it.
That's it for now.
No butter.
No butter. The butter is taken up with the beautiful anchovy oil.
A bit more.
You're getting all that thickness, all that juice, all that love from the
I would
anchovy
never
oil.
use that much.
No. Well, it's all good. You need it. It'll get soaked up on the tomato and the pasta. Bit of starch
See,
from the water.
I think at home too, we wouldn't cook it on such a high flame.
Wine. No, you got to
Why?
go for high because it's got to be cooked fast. Got to be cooked fast.
Yep.
Bit of wine to deglaze the pan. We'll put a lid
And
on
that's
it.
it. How long for?
3 minutes. We want the last bit of pasta to happen when the vongole are opening up.
Yes.
They're letting out the last bit of seawater. We want the pasta to absorb that. That's it.
Okay, straight out of there.
And a little bit of starch. We love the starch from the pasta water. Every single vongole that's opened up, all the
It
juice
looks fabulous.
is soaking into that pasta. Now we got lemon juice. Lots.
Oh, okay.
Delicious.
Yeah, not just a little squeeze.
No.
I can't believe the heat you've got that on.
Turning it down now. Now they're all going to sit together and go soak up all the flavours. Going to get soaked up. The pasta's al dente. That's why I need to put it in there al dente.
Yes.
So the pasta can soak up all the flavours in the
Yes.
pan. Lid on. That's the way to cook pasta properly.
It's such a simple dish.
Simple.
That looks amazing. Taste, sensation,
Fantastic.
wow. Up to standard.
It's speciale.
Not going to sack
Beautiful.
the chef.
No, that's fantastic.
So Marco, from the pan to the plate, then I'll be able to try some. Cheers, Marco.
Salute.
Salute. Now, surely that is for more than 2 people.
It is for 2 people. My partner could easily eat all of it on her own, no problem. But we'll share it today.
Yep, beautiful. Thank you very much. That'll be fine. Doesn't need any salt.
No salt, no pepper,
Got a little
nothing.
bit of chilli.
It's got it all.
Yep. Oh,
Delicious.
you see people when they try food, they go, oh. But this is genuine. This is,
Special.
you
Fantastic.
sort of have to honour the vongole a bit, don't you?
We salute you.
Cheers.
After the break, Marco prepares his version of tiramisu.
Marco, we've finished the main course. Sitting down, you come out with a big bowl of tiramisu.
Beautiful.
What's the secret?
Everybody makes it different. My version is heavily laden with alcohol instead of sugar, but can't taste the alcohol. Just makes a different flavour and gives it a certain essence.
How long do you keep it in the fridge for
Well, I've
before you
got customers.
serve?
I like customers that like to eat it fresh.
Okay. Yeah.
I have customers that like it after 2 days. Mine is pret-a-porter, baby. It's ready to wear straight away. I'm going to make some tiramisu now. I made 8 cups of not too strong, medium strength espresso coffee. Then I'm going to put about 80 mils of Melette Anisetta, which is from Ascoli Piceno, and very close to my mother's hometown, for the aniseed flavour and sugar. I'm going to put some coffee liqueur in it, more sugar. We're just adding sugar. A lot of people add sugar to the coffee. I'm just going to add sugar in liqueur form. Beautiful. Let's go in the kitchen. I like to start off my tiramisu with a little bit of cream. I like to make it like a light zabaione. 3 egg yolks, some sugar, touch of masala, and I use a bit of cream because I'm going to make a big tiramisu here. And I need a little bit of cream to get my zabaione going in the beginning. And away we go. We're going to add a kilo of Italian mascarpone. And we're not going to whip it. We're just going to lightly fold it through. We put the eggs and the sugar and the masala together, make a light zabaione with some cream in it. So when you slightly fold this mascarpone through, it's got somewhere to join itself to, and adds a little bit of sugar to it as well. We juice it up a little bit more. Done. Perfect. It's runny, but it's thick. It'll set. We can use it straight away as well. Biscuits, coffee. The coffee's not too warm at the moment, so you can dip it like a second longer. A good tiramisu, for me, is strong in alcohol. You've got an alcoholic flavour, but it doesn't taste too alcoholic. And you like to have a nice solid base. They always get soft. I get 3 across that way, and then when I do the other way, I reverse it. I do a layer up the top. It comes out perfectly even this way. Always pushing them hard against each other. So you're basically forming a base. Always release the excess coffee because it'll make a soggy tiramisu. Very uncool. Easy to cut initially, then after a day you'll end up with a flooded tiramisu. It won't be good. So I want nice biscuits everywhere, tightly put together. We're pressing it in, we're getting it in everywhere, because that's very important. To squash it all in, get it all in between all the little nooks and crannies. Do it again. The last layer. 2 layers, that's it. Any more, it means you've got way too much time on your hands. Press it down. Very important, press it down. All right, here we go. You want to eat it straight away. Like I said, I have customers that like it old and customers that like it fresh, but this after 3-4 days is outstanding. Everything's just really joined together. Beautiful. So this is just pure dark chocolate, because there's everything sugars in there. I like a little bit of bitterness, just a touch on the top, but flavour as well. I'm using a very, very sharp knife. So tomorrow you just cut this, anywhere you cut it, it'll be like a cake. Boys are gonna love this.
Oh,
Gentlemen?
Marco, we didn't get to go to Italy, but who needs to go with the food that you prepared
This
today?
is first class.
Oh, you know, it's amazing. You sort of can go to Italy, you can eat at all the restaurants over there, but we have got them here in Adelaide, in Australia.
The children of the migrants have been long enough now to show that the food is just as good as what it is over there.
Are we going to have to eat all this?
No.
I think we will. Bye for now. Thanks for joining us. I don't know how I'm ever going to lose any weight. It's impossible. Marco, you've added
I gave up years ago.
See you later.
See ya. Okay? Okay. Oh, hang on.
Hi, and we're thirsty.
Bonjour. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Ça va, ça va?
Ça va très bien.
Next time we come, he's going to make me a bouillabaisse.
Let's do it.
Out of the Blue, proudly brought to you by San Remo.